Hey everyone, I've got another caffeinated build for you. I'm so sorry about the audio today, but if it's a little echoey, that's just because I'm somewhere else right now, but it will hopefully be better next time. So, I hope you're having a good whatever day you end up watching this. But it's a Monday for me. The Decor to the Max kit actually comes out today, so I'm kind of excited for that. I've got my coffee, and it is like 8 in the morning for me, and I'm ready to go. I'm so excited to show you this build because I don't know, it was a really cool idea that I found on Instagram. I was like looking around and I came upon this house that's like right up here. I found it on Vogue Architect. It's the GGL house by Studio AG Arquitetura. And it's in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And I just love that there was like this pool that was kind of enclosed and like right by the house. And here there's like different like a different like layers to the house. I don't know if you can see in textures, and it kind of resembled like the shape of a traditional house, but it was very like modern and it was really interesting. So I kind of wanted to build that. I couldn't build it exactly because obviously we have some caveats in The Sims, but I still love it. It's really, really nice. Obviously, I think that. But yeah, so there's like a pool right by the house, and it's like enclosed. There's like some privacy in there, and you can access the pool from like the front and the back, as you'll see in a bit. So the household who lives here, they're quite a large family, or I guess a medium-sized family. So it's a couple, and they have a teen and a child and a toddler. So you can fit quite a big group of people in here. Yeah, I named them the Gardeners. You'll see them at the end of the video when my sim self, BuildsWithCoffee, and her best friend, Dr. Goodboy, come and visit and tour the house and such. But yeah, so it's a pretty large house, and right now I'm trying to figure out how to access the pool. So that long corridor is going to end up being where the pool is, and I really wanted to have access, like direct access from inside the house to the pool. Like you could go have your dinner inside or watch TV inside the house, but then also like jump into the pool. But in The Sims, they didn't really let me put like an archway where that wall is. So you can see I'm trying out some windows and seeing how I can expose the pool to the main area of the house. I'm struggling a little bit, as you will see me struggle a little bit more, but I kind of made my peace with it. It's fine. You can't access the pool from inside the house, but you can from the front and the back, and you can see the pool from the inside, which is fine. Kind of opens it up, and I think it's kind of cool to be able to like see people swimming as you eat or as you cook, and like I don't know, there are a lot of kids in here, and sometimes it's good, you know, in real life. I like to have maybe a little bit of realism in my Sims, but usually when there are kids swimming, there should be like an adult supervising, but maybe that adult is super busy, like cooking dinner and such. So there's a big window from, I think it's Eco Lifestyle. Yes, I think that's what that pocket's called. Like where that kitchen will end up being. And so they can look out into the pool, keep an eye on the kids, make sure everything's fine while they do, you know, like their own thing and stuff. So in the, what is it? The inspo pic that I just popped up a couple minutes ago, the exterior is kind of minimal in terms of windows, but there is that one window that kind of like goes into the house. Yeah, that makes sense. Goes as in it's like indented into the house, and so I kind of wanted to do that for this house as well. And so I just booped the wall and put that window in. And in the real house, the GGL house, they have like a huge like rooftop where they've got like this lounge area and like the entire roof opens up. But we can't do that in The Sims, so I decided we're gonna do a bunch of really cool skylights, and that is fine, and it and it works out a little bit. Yeah. The inside of the house is quite different, I think, from the real house. There are some parts that are that echo it, I guess, are obviously inspired by it, like where the stairs are, and you'll see I'm gonna put a bar in there in a minute. So that's where it is in real life. I kind of liked that because the bar is sort of placed inside a wall. I thought that was really cool and really cozy and like didn't take up a lot of space. But yeah, so you can see I'm putting a bunch of windows to open up that space to the pool so you can see what's going on. Unfortunately, we can't access it, but it's fine. It's fine. I wish you could, but the only way that I would have been able to do it was like to delete the wall, but that would have brought in like the outdoor lighting inside, and I didn't really like that. It's just not the vibe. Not today. Sometimes it is, but not for today. Yeah, so I am just mapping out where I want everything and figuring out sort of the flow of the space and the color scheme. I don't think I keep most of this furniture in the end, actually. I changed my mind quite a bit in this build because I wanted something that felt kind of bright and cozy, but also had a little bit of the texture from the outside of the house sort of brought in. So like a little bit of the concrete and stuff. And so I kind of wanted to make sure it didn't feel cold with a lot of like concrete in the house. And it didn't have a lot of windows either besides the windows to the pool. So I wanted to make sure it was still like bright and warm and stuff. So trying to figure out the kitchen cabinets and the couch and the dining table and the flooring and all that to try to make sure it kind of vibed with the outside and wasn't too jarring when you walked in, and was still like kind of comfortable and stuff. And also the house looks a lot bigger on the outside. It felt a lot smaller building on the first floor. Like the kitchen, like the living room and the dining room are kind of cramped. And it works out. It's okay, but it just feels like it should have been bigger, and it's not. I guess that also adds to the cozy aspect. And in real life, like you could open the doors to the patio, and have sort of like an indoor-outdoor like living thing, which I would love in real life. Like I would love a house where like the indoor-outdoor living was seamless, but I also am not a big fan of like when all the bugs come in, because then I have to like, catch them in a humane way and release them outside. And that's a lot of work. And also, I think I'm like kind of sensitive to noise, so like a lot of the buzzing kind of, like buzzing from them flying around kind of drives me over the edge. But I like the idea of like seamless indoor-outdoor living. Hey Harry, the CC creator and YouTuber, made a few years ago, made this like gorgeous door that like you could slide the it was like an archway and it had a bunch of windows in it, and it looked like you could slide the windows back so it opens up like a door. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And I used to use that all the time when I had a lot of CC in my game. Feature. Oh, you see here, I put the bar in that wall. It does not end up in that wall. That is not the like built-in bar that I was talking about earlier. I move it somewhere else. It's a much bigger bar. It makes more sense. It was like kind of weird there. I don't really know why I thought to put that there. I don't know. I also like the idea of having an archway in front of the bar. I think that adds like a little bit of interest. but it didn't really work for this build, so bye. We're turning you into a pantry. So this is the bar that that actually ends up in the build. Yep, and there I am pushing it into the wall. There we go. Yeah, that looks much better. It makes more sense. It's a lot brighter, a lot easier to access too, because then there it's like behind the dining table, and then you have to like walk behind it, and that's kind of weird. But here it's a little bit more open, and I always love putting these like really thin windows above like countertops, and so I'm doing this for the bar and like extending it to the outside to sort of like, have that indoor outdoor like living sort of reflected in the architecture or design. That sounds really professional. I am not a professional decorator or architect or interior designer, but I do watch a lot of HGTV, and I like to grab language from those shows. But no, I don't know what I'm doing at all. All right, so I am finishing the ground floor with the laundry room. It's on the outside because it kind of makes sense. I built this room for a visual interest, for looking in from the outside, but it also kind of makes sense since the second floor is where the bedrooms are, and there's a workshop in the basement, and so you can have easy access to both floors to clean your stuff, I suppose. It's also like a separate office space, so you can work in there when you're not doing laundry. It's kind of quiet. But yeah, I'm just going to finish it off with a couple of details, and then we'll head into the screenshots and bloopies, which are not bloopers because they are highly manufactured moments in The Sims, but I hope you enjoy them nevertheless. You can find this build when it's done through my origin ID, BuildsWithCoffee, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked this and want to see more. So thanks again, and bye!